Today we are creating a rustic hillside landscape at a beautiful home in Bristol, Indiana. We're glad you've joined us, and Mark, today is going to be special, not only because there's a lot of things to learn about here on this project, but you're going to offer a lot of tips, aren't you, in landscape design and concept.
Absolutely, and who wouldn't want to have a backyard like this?
Absolutely, that is exactly right. Lots of things going on here, Mark. And we'll kind of break this down into maybe 2 or 3 different little segments within this segment, but tell us, where do we start first? What kinds of challenges did you entertain or have to look at when you first arrived here at this project?
Well, the homeowner just recently purchased this home, and it was reaching about 20 years old. So It was about the end of the life cycle of the landscaping, and really had a totally different vision for this house. It was a very formal home and really wanted to transform it into a much more rustic, kind of a hillside retreat type of look and feel.
Now, your design, the concept here goes way beyond plants, trees, and shrubs, doesn't it?
It does, and it starts out with a lot of hardscapes, and the stone walkway that you see here, this is something that the homeowners have actually been very heavily involved in. Hand-picked the stones here, and love the variations in the color that you see, and we wanted it to blend in with the home, the architecture, and we have steps that also have the same color tones in it, as well as this retaining wall. And one of the challenges that we had here, Craig, was there was an old, very tired deck on the back of the house, and the homeowner here is really into entertaining and wanted to have a pretty good-sized, spacious area to be able to get all the family and friends to gather here.
Well, this is a great gathering place, no doubt about it. And when you walk through here, Mark, you really get a sense of being home, don't you?
It's a very, very good feeling.
Yeah, it sure is. Now, you said the homeowners had a lot to say about the design here, what we're walking on, but they also handpicked at your nursery over 500 varieties of plants, trees, and shrubs.
They did. We actually walked through our nursery located in Bristol and tagged specimen trees, and from that list we incorporated them into the design. This is definitely one of the largest design projects that I've ever experienced in my 35 years of business.
So wait, if I do my math right, over 500 varieties here.
Yes.
So they had to pass up on like 14,500 varieties, right?
You're good at math. Yes, we do have a very, very large selection. And what we wanted here were things that you don't do a lot of pruning to, that just kind of naturally shape themselves.
Yep.
So you're not going to see anything that really looks formal at all. Even though this house started out as a very formal house, we've really changed that look and feel.
And water has a lot to do with that, streams and waterfalls, and we'll take a closer look at all that here in just a little bit. But tell us a little bit about what's going on here, even on the side.
Well, we've got some built-in seating here, Craig. This is something that we constructed, and it's called a seat wall.
Yeah.
And we also have it here so that guests that may not be familiar with the property don't really walk over the edge here. But can you imagine how many chairs it would take to accomplish the same thing?
No kidding.
And where would you store those in the wintertime?
Yeah.
And so we've got the seat wall here providing a couple of benefits to us.
And anybody could do this, right? The seat wall?
Well, it is a lot of work.
I mean, it's a lot of work, but you could implement this in any landscape design.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then there's a surprise on the other side of the seat wall.
Okay.
Now, from inside the house, they've got this incredible view of the landscape that we've created here. And so we wanted to keep things low and short for the most part. And we have non-stop color here. We've got spring blooming, we've got summer blooming, we've got fall blooming, and then we've got interest as well in the winter time.
You know, you and I were talking a little bit before coming here about the whole aspect of discovery. And that is a big part of what you've done here in the concept and design.
It is, and the way I describe it to our customers is that if you had a choice of 2 different areas to go for a walk, would you choose the open field or would you choose a woods?
Woods.
Everyone would choose the woods. Well, why is that? Well, it's just a lot more interesting to walk through a woods, because as you're walking through the woods, there's all sorts of things to discover along the way. When you're standing at the edge of the field, you can see it all. And so there's really nothing for the eye to discover. So with that concept in mind, we do the same thing in landscaping, and we create what we call visual blocks. And with the visual blocks, that does not allow for us to see the whole entire picture at the same time, and it creates a neat opportunity for us to walk around and discover things.
How many visual blocks would you put on a property? It probably depends on the scale, right?
It does, and for a number of visual blocks here, I have no idea. We did what we felt was necessary, and it is truly fun to be able to walk around here and discover something new. Things are constantly coming into their glory at different times throughout the year.
Well, over here you've got a nice splash of some plants, trees, and shrubs.
We do, and you're going to see a lot of light fixtures that we call uplights at the base of trees. We also have path lights, and it's not only decorative but very functional. We've got them near the steps for safety reasons so that it lights those areas at night. But this whole place really glows in the evening.
And there's the sound of running water that's constant around here.
That's the next thing I'd like to share with the viewers.
Mark, nothing can top the sound and the look and the feel of running water.
It is incredibly relaxing, and all people are drawn to the sound of falling waters. It's like a magnet.
Yeah.
And this is something that we really spent a lot of time on the positioning of it and also of the scale, that we wanted them to be able to enjoy it from their bedroom, which is on the end of the house, as well as the outdoor living area, which is directly behind us, and also to see and hear it from the backyard. And all of that went into the thought process here.
There is no swimming pool here, so this is really the water source.
It is.
And I tell you, it's amazing.
It takes some really big pumps to make this operate. One of my favorite things, Craig, is this stone bridge. And this is
cool.
one of 3 bridges. Actually picked out a really large slab of stone, and that gives the guests a way to walk across the stream that we've got here.
Well, this is really way cool, and this is a different level than where we were just moments ago, right?
Yes, the patio is on the upper level there, and now you can enjoy all the beautiful flowering perennials which are in the terraced area. We've got a lot of unique specimen type of trees that the homeowners have selected, and you're going to see the spotlights or uplights down around the base of that, showing them off in the evening.
This design, Mark, looks like it's been here a while, but it's brand new.
We actually have been working on this project for a little over a year, and we're thinking that we might be able to complete it and finish up the front yard by the end of the season.
Very cool. What else to talk about along the way here?
Well, we have incorporated many waterfalls throughout the stream, and it really provides a nice kind of a babbling brook like type of sound. The landscape beds are very generous. They're chocked full of flowering perennials, and again, it gives us a very natural type of look. We constantly have things that are going to be coming into their glory and in bloom.
Any fish along the way and all?
You know, that's something that once project is complete, be adding that. And I have seen all sorts of frogs that have already just shown up on their own.
Fantastic. What else here, Mark?
Well, we're going to head downstream here, but along the way, you're going to see some enormous size boulders here.
Yeah.
The homeowners actually got involved in picking a lot of these beauties out here.
Those are huge.
And what we've done is kind of a contrast of textures, putting the softer, fluffier type of evergreens in front of those boulders, and it really shows them off well.
You have kind of a blend of ground cover here, it looks like, a little bit.
Well, thanks for noticing. We're using a very natural looking stone bark ground cover. The homeowners like the look of natural bark, but because of the scale of this property, we really wanted to make sure that it was low maintenance, and so this gives you the look and the feel of the bark, but the benefits of a stone, and we are able to get a weed barrier underneath there, and that really helps out a lot with the weed control. Homeowners are going to get about 20 years worth of use out of that stone and weed barrier.
And you know what's really cool about what you've done here, Mark? It's not just for the spring and the summer and maybe the fall, but really with the water feature especially, it's year-round, isn't it?
It is. We've got this designed so that it can operate 12 months out of the entire year. In the wintertime, it's going to be fun for the homeowners to come out here and see the different ice formations here. We've got a fire pit that friends
cool.
and family can gather
Yeah.
around in the fall. Check out this other slab of stone.
I thought the other one was big. This is
Yeah.
bigger yet, isn't it?
But wait, the third one's even bigger.
Oh, there's another?
Yeah. You know what? So this stream cuts through the center of the property, and in order to maintain and mow the property, we needed to get some large commercial-sized lawnmowers from one side to the other. So check out this slab of stone down here.
Wow. So you brought that in yourself, right?
We did. And,
I mean you.
Oh, yeah, right, muscles. No, it took a large piece of equipment to be able to accomplish that.
That is huge.
But this is the perfect size that you can get a riding lawnmower across here safely to maintain both sides of the lawn.
Wow, this is phenomenal, Mark Linton. I tell you, this is one of the really choice properties that we've had the opportunity to feature.
It is very special, and I'd like to thank the homeowners for allowing us to feature this beautiful property here with all the viewers out there.
Well, creating a rustic hillside landscape is the theme, and plenty of tips to go around here today. Hope that you've maybe picked up on a few, and as you do, call on Linton's to help you with any of the design features that you'd like to maybe implement into your own property. And Mark, again, congratulations. Great work.
Thank you, Craig.
Much more coming up on the program. Don't go away. We'll be right back.